Welcome to the AI Elysium, and in this place, you will learn how to master AI, which is a new high income skill that will be really important in the future years to come. AI is moving faster than anything we've ever seen. Actual companies are replacing full teams with workflows. The most popular example is Coca-Cola. For 2 years straight, they used AI for their Christmas commercial, which is really their biggest commercial of the year, and they actually trusted AI more than actual editors. And this tells us a lot about the direction that AI will go in the future years. Creators can actually put out more work in fewer hours, and people who are afraid of AI and stay still get left behind and they will regret it later. But you are in the right place because you are still early, because we're in the middle of the gold rush. But do not stay comfortable because AI is moving way too fast to stay early without doing anything. You always got to document yourself and test new tools every few weeks. And in this community, I'm going to do just that for you. I'm going to provide you with news and new tool every single time there's a new thing coming out. So if you missed Bitcoin, dropshipping, or even NFTs, AI is the opportunity you cannot sleep on. Just know that AI is the new high income skill. Like I said earlier, people who understands it, know how to use, direct it, and control it will dominate the new economy. You want to be ahead of the curve, and that's why I built this community for people like you. Inside, you're going to learn how to generate elite level visuals with the best modern tools. You're going to learn how to create high performing ad creatives that convert, and you're gonna also master the best AI workflows. You're also gonna achieve character consistency that most people still think is impossible to this day. You're gonna learn how to produce videos and cinematic scenes with modern AI tools, and you're gonna learn how to extract styles from mood boards and use them to build entire brands. There's a lot of tools in the AI space, and it can be really confusing. But with my hours of analyzing each tools, so depending of your end goal, I'm going to provide you with the best tools. As you can see, you'll learn how to use Midjourney, Higgsfield, Nano Banana, Seedream, and FreePix Space to be exact, because this is a brand new workflow that we will be using, and brands are already starting paying people that uses this workflow. So if you want to stay ahead, don't skip out on class in this community. This is really important. By the time you complete this community roadmap, you won't just use AI. You'll create it faster than agencies, you'll understand visuals like directors, and you'll have skill set people pay real money for. The future belongs to people who adapt, and you're early. So welcome to my community, and let's build. So in this video, you will learn how to use Xfield and to familiarize yourself with the UI and how to use it. So this is our front page. It can be confusing with all these buttons up there and etc. But it's fairly really simple. And so I have access to Xfield. Make sure to click the link under my video, click on it, and you'll have access to Xfield. Just create your account, set up your subscription, and everything will be good. You will basically only need these two options right there. Okay, image and videos. Let's start with image. This is where your image creation process will actually be, and what's good about Xfield is that it's like Netflix for AI tools. So if you go right there, you can see all the tools that you can actually use to generate your pictures from. So you can use the base Xfield generation tool, you can use Reeve, you can use Nano Banana, you can use Seedream, Flux, GPT Image, you can use all of them. So to generate the picture, it's pretty straightforward. What you're gonna have to do is simply just write your prompt right there and click on generate and wait for a result. I made sure to select the Nano Banana tool for the generation of the picture. You can also select other models, like I'm gonna try 3. Okay, so as you can see, Nano Banana gave me this result, which is really not impressive at all, because Nano Banana works with really complex prompts. So if you want something clean, a prompt with 2 words won't cut it. So what I did is not a good example, but it's just for you to know how to use the Xfield platform, etc. And this is what Seedream gave me, which is really a lot more impressive, and the quality is pretty high. And this is what the Higgs field based AI model gave me, which is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is my favorite from all the pictures that I generate with this example. And this is another Higgs field example, but this time it has my Mystic character, which is a character that I created. And if you want to create a character that uses the same face every time you try to generate the picture with it, just click right there. You gotta make sure that you're on the Higgs field tool. Click on character. Now you can select any of these characters, or you can create one. Click on create your own character. Now you can just upload like 20 pictures of your character or more to have to simply create it. But we're not gonna do that right now. And I think this is it for our picture generation tab on the Higgs field. Now we're gonna go on the video tab, which is really interesting because just like the picture tab, it handles a lot of models, which can be really handy in certain situations. For example, if I want to make my AI characters talk, I'm going to use Google VEO 3.1. As you can see, we get the audio, because as you can see, it has the audio thing that is selected. So that means when the video is going to be generated, sound will be in the video. So it can be music, sound effects, or even voiceovers. And to know which tool to use in which situation, you're just gonna have to document yourself about all of these tools. But don't worry about that, because in this community, I'm gonna make sure that you know everything about every single tool, because this is my purpose. I'm just trying to help you understand how AI works, and I'm gonna give you the news and how each tool works. So I'm gonna do an example with VEO 3.1, okay? And as you can see, I can just generate a simple scene with prompt without putting any pictures. And then if I click on generate, it's gonna generate the video for me. But I want to actually try it with pictures, right? So I just put in a prompt with my ChatGPT bot, and it gave me this, which is really important because VEO 3.1 actually works better with better prompts. So thanks to the GPT bot. And then we got the first frame picture that is right there, and then we got the last frame picture that is this. And if I click on generate, this is what it gives me. As you can see, it's pretty good. The transition between the two pictures are seamless, and the voice integration is amazing. And this is me just doing a test without being too precise on the details. So just imagine if I was really focused on the details and stuff like that. And if you're really curious about what the various tools of each AI does, you can simply click on general right there, and you can simply scroll on what they propose. Like VEO 3.1, you get this as an example. Higgs field, you have all of this as examples. You get FX presets, you get basic camera controls. Like, it's pretty straightforward, and you get this for all of the other tools. So there's a lot that you can do with the video tab in Higgs field. And there's a lot more, but we're not gonna go over that right now because this is just a simple presentation of the UI. Now the edit tab. The edit tab is really important if you want to do some product placement. So go to edit, go on banner placement. Now select a picture. And what I'm going to do is simple. I'm simply going to just select the part that I want to edit. Okay. And if you made a mess just like me, just take the eraser and just erase it, and just prompt your wish into your picture. So I want all my character to have a red leather jacket. So just click on generate and just wait for the picture to come out. So when it is done, you can see the actual generations right there, and as you can see, it's pretty good. And as you can see, the edit is really seamless, and it works a lot better with products that you add. Like, you can put an actual jacket of your clothing brand, you put it right there, you tell it to with the logo and everything, which is really impressive. So this was all the things that you needed to know about Higgs field. In this video, you'll be able to learn how to engineer a perfect prompt to create any single images that you want. And this is one of the most important steps in AI creation, because the prompt is the source of any single generation you will be able to make with AI. So let's go over the structure of a perfect prompt. So the main sentence will always be the main scene and the action, including the character that you want to put in there. So this is the top of the funnel. Then in the main scene, you're gonna have to describe the environment, which is pretty straightforward. You just have to explain how it looks behind the character and how the environments look. And then you will have to put texture details so that the AI can understand what you want it to do. This part right there is a break or make, because it can either make your picture hyper realistic or hyper fake, and people will just notice that it is AI, and this is not the goal, right? Then after these descriptions, what you can do is simply control the camera angles, the lights, and the color language. This is how your picture will look overall. So the camera angle is really important, as well as the color language, and we're gonna go over this later on this video. And this also goes with the art direction, which is totally personal and up to you to decide. So if you want to make something cartoony or hyper realistic, you simply have to describe it in your prompt. So now that you understand the structure, we're going to go over the first point, which is the main scene, the action occurred, and the characters in it. So this is what it looks like. So the first sentence should always be you telling the AI what you want inside of the picture, and it will catch an overall idea of your imagination, and you'll have to build it up afterwards. So here's a proper structure of how you should be able to construct the first sentence or the first few sentences. So here's a key example. So this is a scene that I prompted. The overall scene is just two people fighting on a train in New York City, and here's both of my subjects, and the key relationships between them or that they are literally fighting on the train, okay? And also when I prompted for the two characters, I also made sure to put a lot of details so that the AI know what it's working with. So as you can see, a black man with dreadlocks, dark clothing that has boots, etc. And then right here, there's a character with mechanical robot tentacles attacking the hero, which is this man right there. And it may look complicated, but it's really not. It's really just one sentence or two that is able to describe this whole scene right there. So if we go more in depth with the things that you need to write in your sentence, it would look like that. The primary subject, you identify what should be the primary focus, then the action and poses that your character is doing, and then the character's physical appearance, its age, its gender, its clothing. All of that is really important for the AI to really understand and have full control over your generation. And then the emotional tone, is it a happy tone or an angry tone, or are they fighting, or is it a sad tone? What is going on in the scene? And then the key relationship is how the subjects interact with each other or with other objects. And in this example, it's basically just the two subjects fighting each other. So this should always be your first sentence, and then you can add up details like the environment description. So it doesn't have to be a really complex sentence or whatever. You can just say that it is in a gas station, it's sunny outside, there's luxury cars. So always keep it simple, but with enough details for the AI to understand. So as you can see, the setting type, is it indoor or outdoors? The spatial context, what's going on in the foreground, middle ground, background, and then time of day, the weather, and the features of the background. Are there buildings, trees, mountains? What is going on? So here's a quick example of a girl in midday. It's almost like a sunset or whatever, and the background is simply her in a parking lot with cars in the background. Like, it's really simple. You can just put it into Word inside one sentence and you'll be good. Like, you don't have to overcomplicate it. And this was for the environment description. And now that you got both of these things, your picture is basically 70% done. And most people would just stop right there, but you are not like most people. This is why you join the community. So what you're gonna have to do is simply just work on your texture details, and this is where it makes it super duper realistic. And as you can see on this example picture, you'll have to use words like these to really make the AI understand what you want, like carved wood, weathered, rough, soft, matte, fabric. And the main category of textures that you will have to name for the AI to understand the realism is simple. It's really just these right there. So the surface quality, is it rough, smooth, is it glossy, is it weathered, what is it? Then the material type, is it metal, wood? And then the pattern element, is it geometrical, is it organic, is it repetitive, is it random, is it distress, is it soft, is it art, is it delicate? These words might seem little, but it really makes a huge difference when you put it into the prompt. And this is good for the texture of the environment, but also of a character. If you want to create a character, when you generate a character, you're not simply going to say a black man, 20 years old, and then move on about it. You got to tell it if he has pimples, the amount of pores you want him to have, if he has a shaved beard or not, if it's well shaved or not. So this is all going into the texture details. So once you have these three things basically figured out, your AI world is basically done. But one thing is missing, the camera. So let's add a camera to it all. So this is where the camera angle, the lights, and the color language starts to play a huge role. So when you look at this picture, you see that the angle is pretty cinematic and not regular. And this is what makes the image pop even more. But listen to this closely. If I hadn't prompt the control of the camera inside of my prompt, the image will just look basic and it wouldn't have this much style. So here's a couple of camera angles that you could add in your final picture. So eye level angle is when you look at me from the eye level. Low angle is this right there. High angle is when the camera is on top. Bird's eye is when the camera is really up there. And worm's eye is like it's a low angle but plus. So the only thing you'll be able to worry about and control really precisely is the color and the mood. You can always prompt if the overall mood of the picture is warm or cold, or if it's vibrant. And if you have knowledge in colors, you can always put them in there. It will understand instantly and it will just give you something clean. And to finalize everything with your prompt, you can just use reference images or artist's name that has a style that you really like as a reference for your art direction. So it's really simple, and it is very important to do that if you really want to convey a certain style and in a consistent manner in all of your work, because once an AI understands what you want it to do with reference pictures or with technical words, it will always do it in the best way possible. So you could use all of these keywords right there if you really know what you want. I would suggest you to use these words if you're willing to create your own style. But if you already have like a certain style that already exists that you want to put into your work, just pick a bunch of pictures of this style, upload it into ChatGPT and tell it to describe everything special about this style, and it will give you a list of elements that describes the style the most. And every time you will prompt a new image, you will use this list and add it at the end of your prompt. And also importing the picture inside of the prompt box as a reference image will always help it to nail the art direction better. But a lot of people quit right there because they think it looks really complicated and there's a lot of words to know. So this is why I created for you this engineering prompt bot, which is essentially just a ChatGPT prompt bot, and it will simply just do 99% of the job. And all you have to do is simply just make a simple description of what you want. So for example, a man in a car, speed, racing, angle, street. A simple description of the scene that you want. And it will simply generate a whole paragraph of prompt using the prompt engineering technique that I just taught you guys. So the reason that I didn't just give you this tool from the jump is because you need to understand how your prompts work. But as you can see, it just gave me a super prompt, and it also gives you a JSON prompt, which is just basically a better way of prompting because it allows for more control. So now that you know this, you can generate any pictures that you want in the best quality possible. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, because making prompt to generate pictures is one thing, but actually generating the pictures, editing them, and making them perfect is another. So we'll see this in the next class. So as you may know, prompting is really crucial to master, and we can't really say that you mastered prompting if you don't know what a JSON prompt is. So when you prompt, you probably just prompt in a natural language like this, like regular English, right? So this is okay, there's nothing wrong with it until the prompt gets long and you have to edit the prompt and you just get lost in the sauce. Sometimes you don't even know where parts of the prompt you want to edit is in this huge block of text, and you really get confusing. So if it gets confusing for the human eye, just imagine for a robot that's trying to understand it and trying to generate a picture with it. It will figure it out, but it could be easier for it. And when it's easier for the bot to understand your prompt, it will give you better results. So this is why JSON prompting is a technique that exists for clarity for you and for the understanding of the AI. So as you can see, it's a lot clearer. Everything is separated in different categories. As you can see, there's the subject, the posture of the subject, face details, body details, environment, color language, and it's really just separated in different sentences. It's very clear and it does the job pretty well. As you can see, there's the camera details, is really just well organized. And when you go over there, you just start panicking because of how confusing it is. Like, this is more visually pleasing, even if you don't know what these are. This just makes sense by the way it is structured inside of the prompt. And also at the end, there's also the extra notes, which is really important, because sometimes the AI don't understand, but if you give it extra notes, it will just understand the task way better. And also, editing the prompt is just a breeze, because if your subject is an angry man holding a chainsaw and you want it to be a kind man holding a candy, you can just edit this sentence right there and leave the rest of the prompt intact, and everything else will stay the same, but the subject will change. And it's much more easier than just go over here and just start changing 10 different places of the prompt. And don't worry, you don't have to relearn how to prompt to be able to make JSON prompting. All you have to do is simply use my prompt engineering bot that I give to you for free. Simply click on it and it will make you land into this ChatGPT prompt bot chat, and I will teach you how to use it in depth in the next video. So this is my prompt engineering tool that I created for you guys, and it will simply just save you hours of prompting. Like, I literally use it all the time. It's saving me so much time and it makes my workflow so much smoother. So let me tell you how it works and how you can use it in the best way for your workflow to be the most optimal ever. So the first step is simple. You'll simply have to write your idea like a toddler. Like, write it in the simplest form possible. If you have some details you want to add them. Don't be shy. Like, if you have a certain angle that you want to add in your prompt, add them. But if you don't know nothing about technical words, write a simple idea and the prompt engineering bot will do the rest. So this is the main idea that I will submit to my prompt engineering bot. Click on enter and look how it works. So as you can see, it just made me a real good cinematic prompt. So as you can see, the prompt is very detailed. Even the camera parameters are put into the prompt, as well as the color language and the mood. It also has the art direction if you didn't put it at first. And if you're not a fan of the natural way of prompting, it also gives you a JSON prompt version, which is more editable and more manageable if you want to edit parts of the prompt or make variations. Once it gives you a prompt, it doesn't stop there, because it is also editable. So if you want to tell it that the man has red hair, it will just rewrite the prompt and just change the part that you tell it to change. So as you can see, it's really a powerful tool that will save you so much time, and I'm just giving it to you for free. So take advantage of it. So in the last module, you learn how to prompt properly. right? But in this module, it is different because you're gonna have to use your prompts. You're gonna be able to learn how to generate pictures properly with the prompts that you created. So it's really simple and easy to understand. So the first step is simply to choose your image model. I suggest you guys to use Nano Banana Pro. I'll tell you guys later in this video how to access this model. It is the most popular model because it gets you the most realistic results, and also it nails the art direction because it has so much knowledge on every single pieces of media. And this is the most important thing that I like the most about it, is that you can talk to it like an LLM, which simply means that you can talk to it like ChatGPT. If you want to edit a picture, you can just upload the picture and tell it add somebody behind the person or whatever. It will understand it and it will give you the perfect picture for your request. So the first step is simple: write a prompt. So use the prompt bot that I gave to you. It will save you so much time and effort. So write this prompt into Nano Banana and generate a picture. It will give you this picture right there. Well, not this picture, but this is an example of a picture it could give you, right? So we'll simply do this right now. So the main website that I use to generate every single one of my pictures and videos is called Xfield. So go on it, you'll be greeted with this. So simply create an account, log in, and start generating your pictures. Now, as you can see, I keep your prompt but not too far away from you because you'll need it to generate your pictures. So once you're in Xfield, go into image, go right there, click on it directly. Don't worry about all of this confusing menu. Just click on the image, then select the model and select Nano Banana Pro if it's not selected yet. And it is important to not select Nano Banana only, but select Nano Banana Pro, which is the best one yet. So this is the prompt bar, and this is the amount of pictures you want to generate per generations. This is the quality of the picture you want to make, and this is the resolution and the format you want your picture to come out as. So let's start with the prompting. So I'll just go into my prompt engineering bot and I'll prompt something simple. So as you can see, my sentence was really simple: hyper detailed, realistic, angry man in a snowy forest with a chainsaw. Submit the prompt and it will give you something really detailed. So this is why I tell you to always use my prompt engineering bot, because it will save you so much time. I'm not even kidding. So copy this, put it into Xfield, and wait for the result. And this is what it gave me. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I generated 3 pictures. And I always do it for every generations that I make, because AI works with seeds, and essentially, without going into too much details, seeds are a randomized number, and when you generate a picture, it will pick a randomized number, and that number will simply just determine how your picture look. And sometimes it can just pick a certain number for you and generate a picture that doesn't even look good, even if your prompt is okay. So to counter this randomness, you can always generate 3 pictures, so at least have a choice of pictures to pick. So as you can see, this picture is out of the way because it doesn't even pick all of the space, so we can get it out. This just looks bad, but this looks good. It looks cinematic. I like it, so I'm gonna just download it. And now the second step is knowing how to fine-tune or edit any single pictures that you generate. You can And now the second step is knowing how to fine-tune or edit any single pictures that you generate. You can fix imperfections, change the position of your avatar, or change the environment. Like, you can basically just change every single little things. So go back into Nano Banana, and let's say you like this picture, but you just don't like the fact that this man has hair. You want him to be bald. So all you have to do is simply just write this right there. So all I have to do is simply just prompt what you want to change, and you'll have to talk it like ChatGPT. Make the man bald. So as you can see, I still keep my 3 generations, and we'll just wait for a result. As you can see, 2 of the pictures has been generated, and it gave me that result, and it's pretty good. Like, I genuinely love it. It kept everything the same, and it took in consideration the change that I wanted it to make, which is just making the man bald. So this was a good result. So let's stress test it. We're gonna ask him to completely change the position of our avatar. change position by making the man. So I just submitted the prompt and the pictures are on the way to be generated. As you can see, all of the pictures has been generated. Yeah, this picture is exactly what I wanted it to do. It's pretty good. This is also another variation, and this is not good because it did not do everything that I told it to do. I told him to put the chainsaw overhead and it didn't do it. So this is why I'll always generate 3 pictures for 1 prompt. This is really important and you should start doing it too if you have enough credits, of course. And I'll make one more editing trick. This time I will change the environment while keeping everything else the same. Change the environment by putting him in Igloo and generate the pictures. So we're just gonna wait. So this is what it gave me. As you can see, it's really good. It obeyed the prompt pretty well. And now let's go over the third step of editing by simply just uploading pictures and adding them into your characters. It could be like branded items or places, etc, etc. So I'll go over this right now. So what I'll do is simply just import this picture right there. So this will be my main picture that I want to edit, right? And then I'll just import a jacket right there, right next to the picture, and this will essentially be the jacket that I want the man to be wearing. So what I'm gonna do in the prompt is simple, and pay attention to this part because it's a really crucial part when it comes to editing with Nano Banana. When you talk about the man, I suggest you to tell it from what picture you're talking about. So let's say you talk about the man in the first uploaded picture, which is the case. So let's say, while keeping everything else the same, make the man from the first uploaded picture wear the jacket from the second uploaded picture. And this might seem silly or obvious, but it's really important, and a lot of people didn't know that you could just number the picture that you upload. So just click on generate and we're gonna wait on the results. And as you can see, this is what it gave me. It's pretty good. It actually just recreated the jacket perfectly. This is literally the same jacket that I told him to put into the man, and he did it perfectly and seamlessly. As you can see, adding the order of the pictures really helped the AI understand what you wanted it to do, and this is why the result is so good. So this was for AI picture generation. This was the basic, right? But we have a problem, right? So in this video, you will learn how to make hyper-natural and hyper-realistic AI-generated content that looks like it was filmed on an iPhone. So it's really simple. The first thing you'll have to do is go on Xfield and pick an image model, normally on Nano Banana Pro, but you're gonna have to change it. So click on it, go on Xfield Soul. And this is really important because this is where the iPhone quality will come from. So if this is not an iPhone thing, just click on change and look for iPhone, click on it. And now what you're gonna have to do is simply just type a simple prompt. Just type the essential of what it needs, and what I'm gonna do is simply just try to recreate this picture right there, but in a format that looks like it was filmed. So I'm gonna click on generate and see the results, and this is the result. This is what it gave me. As you can see, it's a lot more natural, and the lighting looks like it came from an iPhone, right? And it makes it a lot more believable. So this is the result it gave me, and as you can see, it's a lot more believable and natural. Like, it feels like it was shot on an actual iPhone. And this is really just the secret technique that I personally have to make realistic AI images that I can afterwards animate. So let's compare the pictures. So this is with a new method, which is a lot more realistic, and this is with the Nano Banana method, which is really good if you want to make films, professional content, ads, but it gets limited if you want to make like something more believable and more natural, something that people wants to relate to. So if you want to lean towards something more like that, then use the Xfield Soul generation model. And the job is not done because this is just the base picture, and what you'll have to do next is simply just start editing the picture inside of Nano Banana to add your custom characters, to keep the character consistent in whatever type of videos you're gonna make, or the custom type of clothing. So all of the editing things that we learned in the last video, you'll be able to implement it with this technique. So you have the base image, which is really realistic. So just change the image model, import it into the image prompt box, and what you're gonna have to do is simple. Let's say that I want him to be the main character of this picture. So what I'm gonna do is simple. I'm just gonna write a prompt of editing. So while keeping everything else the same, swap the man from the first uploaded picture by the man on the second uploaded picture. So click on generate, and I'm gonna wait for results. And oftentimes it can give you bad results like this, and how to counter it is simple. Go to the prompt engineering bot, go into a new chat, and then what you're gonna have to do is simple. Just copy this picture into the prompt engineering bot and import the picture of your subject that you want to swap, and copy the editing prompt into ChatGPT and tell it to make a prompt that puts the face of the black man into the original picture. So it's gonna give you a super duper long picture like this. So it's gonna give you a long prompt like this, which is essentially gonna do everything that you and it's gonna give you a long prompt like this. So simply copy the JSON prompt and paste it into Nano Banana and generate the pictures and wait for the results. And here's the final results. As you can see, it's really good, it's realistic, and it doesn't look like a cheap cutout. So let's go a step further. I could just edit the jacket on him. So I import my picture right there, okay? Then I import a picture of the jacket, and I simply have to make a prompt to make the man wear the jacket, keeping everything else the same picture. And as you can see, the result is really clean, and the prompt wasn't really long. It was a real simple prompt. And Nano Banana Pro understood the assignment directly, so it did it perfectly. But when it doesn't, and it just do a bad job at editing, just use this method with the prompt engineering bot and tell it to write a prompt of the editing that you want to do, and use the JSON format of the prompt, and it will give you the exact thing that you asked for. So now that you know how to generate any kind of pictures, it doesn't stop here. Let's go to the next level and learn how to make videos out of these AI pictures. But we have a problem, right? This looks a little bit too polished, or sometimes too cinematic, and it is not a problem if you want to make a long featured film that is really super cinematic. But if you want to make like more casual UGC type of content, or other type of content that doesn't require this much gear, this will just make your AI less believable, and I will show you how to fix this problem in the next video. So in the next video, I'll show you how to make hyper realistic and natural photo generations, just like these. As you can see, these looks shot from an actual iPhone, and it doesn't look like it was shot from a $10,000 camera. So these are the pictures generated with the technique that I will teach you in the next video. So I'll see you there. In this module, you will learn everything you need to know about character consistency and object consistency. But in this video, we will focus solely on the character consistency part. So as you can see, this is how consistent you'll be able to make your characters once you finish this video. And this is really important if you really want your AI to turn out realistic and be credible. So the first step is simple. Either you start from an already existing person, or you can create your own AI character. As you can see, just create a prompt of your character and it will generate a character for you. By now, you're supposed to know how to make prompts and generate pictures, so this should be easy. And if you still don't know how to do it, go back to the previous videos on how to do it, because I spilled the whole sauce on how to make AI images that looks as good as this. But whether you chose the first option or the second option, it will always come down to this consistency sheet, which covers the whole face of the character as well as the back of the head. So this is the prompt I'll give you right under this video. I created this prompt especially for you so you can have character consistency in any projects you make. And then the third step is simple. It's the implementation. So we're gonna go over it right now. So the first step is simple. You'll have to copy and paste the 360 consistency prompt that I gave to you. Just a reminder that it is available under this video. So paste it right there. And what you'll have to do now is simply upload a picture of your either already existing character or your AI avatar. So I'm gonna take the picture of this woman right there. I'm gonna take her picture, and she was made with AI, by the way. And if you want to know how I made it so realistic, go to the previous model on how to make realistic looking AI pictures with AI. So now that this is done, click on generate and wait. So this is the result it gave us, and it gave us a 360 consistency sheet of the character. Once you have your 360 sheet, what you're gonna have to do is simply import it inside of ChatGPT, and the regular one, not the prompt engineering bot, and then ask it to make a description of all the physical traits of the person face, of your avatar face. So upload it and wait for the description. So as you can see, all of the description of the face is right there. So simply copy this and put it in a text file. You need to keep it really close to this 360 consistency sheet, because these two things will work together to give you the best consistency throughout all of your AI images. So just put it right there. Okay, now the next step is simple. We will test our consistency sheet on actual images. So let's do it. So simply go into the prompt engineering bot to create a prompt for your picture. So we're gonna say, make a prompt of a happy woman from the uploaded picture. So we're just gonna upload the consistency sheet. Okay, just so it knows what we're talking about. And then we'll make her sip coffee at a bar. Sip coffee at a bar. And what we're gonna do is simply just add all of the descriptions from her face. So just take that, copy it, and put it right there. Okay, and then submit and just wait for the prompt. So this is the prompt that they gave us. So we're gonna copy it and we're gonna paste it right into our prompt box, and we're gonna upload the consistency sheet right there. So as you can see, it was uploaded. So now just generate to actually generate a picture, and just wait for the picture to generate. As you can see, this is what it gave us. The result is really clean, and this is literally the same woman from our consistency sheet. So you can just spam this technique all over again, and you will always have the perfect consistency in all of your generations. But let's take it a step further. Okay, so I want to take a picture and swap the face that is already in the picture by a new face using this consistency method. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the girl that I want to swap for the girl from the consistency sheet. So what we're gonna do is simple. We're gonna go into my prompt engineering bot, and we'll simply upload the picture of the girl right there. And what we're gonna do is simply just upload the picture of our consistency sheet, because this is the girl she's gonna get replaced by. So I'm simply gonna write a prompt to tell it to make a swap prompt. And at the end of the prompt, you can just select and copy all of the facial features of this avatar right there. So copy it and paste it, and just wait for the prompt to generate. So scroll down and pick the JSON prompt, because it is way more accurate. And what you're gonna do is simply just paste the JSON prompt into your prompt box, and do not forget to upload the consistency sheet inside of the prompt box as well, and simply generate the picture, and you will see how good it is. So I'm simply gonna wait for the pictures to generate. As you can see, the characters got swapped, and in a perfect way. So she kept the same hair, the same facial expression,
everything, the same facial features, the same hair. She has everything from the consistency sheet, and it was made seamlessly. So this was basically how to master character consistency, but in the next video I'll show you guys how to master object consistency so that you can put different elements to your characters or make ads with certain objects of your company or things of that nature. Okay, so in this video, you will learn how to make object consistency with any type of objects: clothing, shoes, branded objects, products, books. It works with anything, and this is essentially how it works. You'll make a bunch of pictures of the same object in different angles, okay? And once this is done, you'll run it through this prompt right there, and it's gonna give you a consistency sheet, just like we did with the character consistency workflow. And in this video, I will also show you how to integrate the object in every single generated picture. So here's a quick example of how the shoe was integrated and how it turned out. Okay, so I'll make an example with a pair of Balenciaga runners, and why I picked those type of shoes is because these shoes are highly detailed, and it will actually show you how advanced this consistency workflow is, because it's going to catch every single one of those details. So what you're gonna have to do is simply just gather as much angle of the object that you can. So we're gonna do that now. And once you have an angle picked, so once you pick an angle, go into X field and copy it right there into the prompt box, like so, and then just keep going. Okay, and I just need a back shot of the shoes. I think this will do it. So just paste it right there, and what you're gonna do is simply just pick this prompt right there that is available right under this video. So you're gonna have to take it and upload it inside of your prompt box and just generate your consistency sheet. We're simply gonna wait for the pictures to generate, and this is the result that it gave us. And as you can see, it's really clean and everything about it is accurate. It actually looks like a real picture of the shoe, and it's literally perfect. So what you can do is simply download it. Okay, and now you can do anything with this consistency sheet. You can create product photos or ads, or you can edit pictures by swapping the shoes from someone's feet. You can do so much thing, and I'll make a quick example by trying to make an advertisement with this shoe right there. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I will do is simply just import the consistency sheet into the prompt box, and what I'm going to do is simply just paste an advertisement prompt that I find online, and I'm simply gonna click on generate and see what the results are. And this is what it generated, and as you can see, everything is consistent from the front of the shoe to the side, even to the laces. Everything was done perfectly just using the consistency sheet right there, and it got it all right. Like it just looks beautiful. And if you want this mega advertisement prompt, I'll give it to you guys in a future module where I will cover how to make ads with AI. So keep learning, you're almost there. Now we're gonna tackle videos, which is a huge portion of AI, so do not miss out. Okay, so in this video, you will learn how to make AI generated videos, which is actually simpler than making pictures, and I'll show you everything with this roadmap. So the first step is simple. Before you generate any videos with AI, you need to generate a good AI picture. The picture must be good, because if you have a trash image, then the video will be automatically trash. If the image doesn't look realistic or it doesn't match the style that you have in mind, then don't expect the video to be any better. And then the second step is how to create a prompt to generate videos. It's really simple. All you have to do is simply just identify your main subject, then tell the AI what action it is doing, the emotional tone, and the key relationships between different characters or objects, and you can put a dialogue. There isn't there isn't a specific structure. All you have to do is simply just put all of these elements in your prompt. It'll do the job. Here's a quick example. A young woman faces the camera in a casual everyday moment, naturally putting her jacket on, then adjusting her hair as loose strands fall around her face with realistic movements. So this is a really basic prompt, like it tells us who's the subjects and what it is doing, etc. And I also added this sentence right there, with subtle human mannerism and timing. This adds more realism to the final video, so this is really important for you to do. And then I'm simply prompting what the character is saying by simply putting the parenthesis at the start of the sentence and at the end of the sentence. It's really simple. Just describe what you want your character to do. So basically, this is what you need to put in your mind. And the third step is to simply understand what is a start to last frame. So you will hear that often. So almost every single AI video generation model has a start to last frame system. And how it works is that you have a start frame that you start with, and you have a last frame, but the last frame is optional. Of course, you do not always need to have one, but if you have a specific action in mind, it always comes in handy. And the last frame is the very last frame of the video. And in between those two frames, so this is frame 1 and this is frame 2, there's the whole action of the video. So for example, the prompt that you created and what the character is doing meanwhile, it goes from frame 1 to frame 2. So for example, in this prompt, I'm just telling, for example, in between these two frames, the character is simply saying that she's late for a party and she's putting her phone on the table. So this is what is happening between these two frames, and it ends up with her looking at the camera like this. So this is enough theory for you to understand how AI videos work. So let's go into the lab and try to make some examples. So first thing first, you'll have to go into AX field, and what you're gonna have to do is simply click on video right there, and it's gonna put you into this video section. And the interface might look intimidating, but it's really not. So here is the section where you will be able to prompt and control the duration of your image generation, the ratio, and the quality. This is the generating button. This is where you'll be able to prompt. And these two sections are where you're gonna import your pictures. To switch between the AI models, all you have to do is simply click on model, and you have all of the AI models available. So there's VEO 3.1 fast, and there's Kling 3.0. These are the two models that you will use the most. I'm not gonna lie to you, these are at the top of the industry right now. And as you can see, these are the sections where all of the videos that you generate will appear. So let's start with an example. I'm gonna import a picture and I'm gonna drag and drop it at the start frame. And then what I'm gonna do is simple. I'm gonna write a prompt of what I want my character to do, as well as implementing dialogue. So pay attention to this part. This is really important. So what I'm gonna do is simply say, girl, look at her phone and gets mad while looking at it and throws it to the ground. I'm gonna implement my dialogue right there. So girl looks at her phone and gets mad while saying. So I just put quotations mark. I always like to say while saying, because while is a word that describes that she's saying something while doing a certain action. So this is why I'll always do it. It makes the video feels much more natural, because we always say things while doing things. So I feel like it just makes sense, but it's totally up to you. And just put your quotation marks to in between the things that you want the character to say. So she's gonna have to say, you have to be kidding me. So this is the final prompt. Girl looks at her phone and gets mad while saying, you have to be kidding me. Then she throws her phone on the ground. So we'll simply just generate it and wait for the result. And the video, it is ready. So we're gonna have to click on it to look at it.
You have to be kidding me!
As you can see, it's really realistic. And also I noticed that the video was zooming in slightly throughout the whole video. And if you don't want those little things happening, what you can do is simply just write a sentence like stable camera or no zoom in, like a simple sentence that will make the AI understand what you want it to do. So basically talk to it like a regular human is going to understand. So this was an example using only the first frame, and it was also to show you how to prompt to generate an AI video. But now what we're going to do is use the first and end frame, and this workflow is genuinely a game changer because you won't be limited 15 seconds of video generation anymore. You can make it go even further if you master the first and last frame technique that I'm going to show you right now. So download this video right there, okay, and make sure to take a screenshot of the very last frame of this video. So that's what I will do. So I'll just make a quick save screen. Okay, so right now I have this picture right there that works as my first frame now. So this is the frame number 1, and then I want to be able to generate a picture with a last frame, but I do not have a last frame to take from. So what I'm going to do is simply generate the last frame using Nano Banana. So I'm going to do just that. So let's go back to Xfield, and what we're going to do is simple. I'm simply going to generate a picture following the narrative of the video that I started, and it has to make sense. It has to follow the narrative. So the girl was mad, so she threw her phone on the ground. So what I'm going to do is simply generate a picture of her standing and looking at her window or something like that, just to calm herself down. So while keeping the environment the same, make the girl stand in front of the window, her back facing the camera, looking outside with her right hand touching the window. So simply click on generate and wait. So this is the result that it gives us, and all you have to do is simply download it, and we will use this as our last frame. Okay, so this is now our last frame, and what we're gonna do now is simple. We're simply gonna just write a prompt, an action of what is supposed to happen between these two frames in order to go from this to this, right? So let's go back into Xfield and go to the video section, and what we're gonna do is simply just upload our first frame, which is this, and then our last frame. And what we're gonna do is simply prompt an action that will basically happen in between these two frames. So girl start stressing and turn around and looks at her window. I'm gonna simply just put my dialogue there while saying, so here's the prompt. The girl is basically stressing and she hits the table really hard while saying, why would you forget the date of our anniversary? And she turns around and looks at the window. So she's basically mad at her boyfriend. That happens. So simply click on generate and wait for the results. So it has been generated, and let's see how it looks.
Why would he forget the date of our anniversary?
So as you can see, it was pretty clean. And we're also going to download this. Kling 3.0 helps with the realism, the dialogue, and overall understanding your prompt. And now we're going to go over on how to connect all of these videos and make them longer than 6 seconds. So let's go into the drawing board. So this is basically the 4th step. So see these 2 pictures as a 4-second video. Okay, and this is basically the first frame and this is the last frame, and at the end of the 4-second video this will be the frame that will appear, right? So you'll simply have to take a screenshot of the frame like we did and put it in the first frame slot, and then generate a last frame with Nano Banana like we did earlier, and simply just connect it and just simply put it in the last frame slot and write a prompt in between to write the action, and it will generate you a brand new 4-second video. And simply repeat the process all over again. So pick the last frame, put it as the first frame, generate a new frame with Nano Banana, put a prompt in between these two frames, and generate a 4-second video. And because of this consistency in all of these videos, you can simply just add them up in an editing software in order to make a long video. So this is the secret to make hyper long videos with AI. So we're gonna go over this right now. So simply go into the video editor of your choice. So I'm simply gonna go into CapCut. I'm going to create a new project, and what I want to do now is simply just drag and drop the videos that I generated with AI. So this is the first video.
You have to be kidding me!
And I'm going to put the second video right there, right after the first one, and let's see how it works with each other.
You have to be kidding me! Why would he forget the date of our anniversary?
So as you can see, it is seamless and pretty smooth. This is really the technique that you need to master in order to make longer AI videos and to make professional looking AI videos in the future. So now you know how to engineer a prompt, you know how to generate pictures, how to edit them, you know how to make consistent faces and consistent objects. You came a long way and I'm proud of you. The next step is to simply learn how to master nodes in AI, because it can really speed up your workflow and it will allow you to make bigger projects in lesser time. And if you want to work with companies, or if you have a brand that you want to work on, nodes are here for you. So stay tuned for the next module and I'll see you there. In this video, I will teach you everything you need to know about nodes and why it is the most powerful workflow in AI right now. So first of all, why is it important? It is important if you have bigger projects that requires a lot of thinking and a lot of image generation. It is essentially just a big map of every single elements used for the project. So what I mean by element, I mean all of the prompts, all of the image model used, all of the outputs, all of the videos, everything is editable and displayed for you to have a smooth user experience. And the craziest part about them is that you can simply just change the master prompt, and every single one of these outputs will simply change depending on the prompts that you put in here. So with nodes, you basically create systems that you can reuse whenever you want by simply changing one thing and clicking on one button. So this is what makes it so powerful. It saves you so much time and gives you so much control. So let's not waste any more time and let's hop into Weavy AI. This is a platform where you'll be able to work with nodes. Link will be in the description. So simply create an account and sign in, and what you'll have to do now is simply create a new file and you'll be greeted in this workspace. Okay, it may look scary, but it isn't. So the first thing that you'll have to do is simply right click on the empty workspace, and as you can see, you get all of the things that you can import inside of your workspace. So here you got import. So this is where you can import pictures, you can import prompts, you can import video models, you can import images models. So let's start simple. I just want to import a prompt. Okay, so here's a prompt box. I think everybody understands what is a prompt box and how to use it. If you don't understand it, go back to the first module because it is really important. So now that you have your prompt box right there, what you're gonna have to do is simply right click into the workspace and search for an image model. I'm simply going to search for Nano Banana Pro, which is right there. I'm going to click on it and focus on this part because it is really important. As you can see, the prompt box and my image model are separated. So what I want to do is simply link them together so that I can actually generate the picture with this prompt box. So simply just go in there and extend a node, and what you'll have to do is simply just connect it into the image model, which is Nano Banana Pro. And now what you can do is simply just write the prompt that you want to write. Okay, and now once you click on your image model, there will be a widget that appears right there where you can just change all of the settings. So I'm going to change the resolution, I'm going to enable this as well as the aspect ratio. So now what you can do is simply just click on generate and simply wait for the result. And as you can see, this is what it gave us. Very simple, very straightforward. But as you can see, our image was generated using this prompt box right there, okay? And it gets even crazier because you can also import reference pictures like this just by dragging and dropping it into your workspace, and you can link them into your Nano Banana Pro model. So in this image slot right there, and what you can do is simply just click generate again, and it will give you a different output. So as you can see, we got a new picture that has just been generated, and it takes the exact face of our 360 consistency sheet that we went over in our previous videos. And if you want to scroll throughout the pictures, there's a toggle right there. All you have to do is simply just click on the left one to go back and the right one to go forward. And as you can see, it's pretty simple to understand for now. So now let's go a step further, okay? What we're gonna do is make different shots. So what I'm gonna do is simply just search for Nano Banana, okay? And we're gonna do 3 different shots. So this is one, we're gonna do another one like this, and again another one like that. Bam. So I just inserted 3 new Nano Banana models into my workspace, and what I want to do is simply make 3 new shots of this picture right there. So this is why it is directly connected with these Nano Banana models, and the purpose of that is because I want to create 3 new shots. So each of these shots will be close-ups, either of the face, the cup of coffee, or the spoon on the table. So let's do the first shot, which will be a close-up of the face. So I'll import a new prompt, and I'll say extra close-up of the face of the, okay? And I'll link the prompt into this Nano Banana Pro model. I'll simply just select the parameters that I want. So 9:16, okay? And then I could just generate it directly, but let's be smart about it. If I want to make a close-up shot of the girl's face, the best practice would be to simply link this 360 consistency sheet into this model right there. But the issue is that there's only one slot and it is occupied by this picture, but I can't get it out because it's literally the source of what I'm trying to do. So what you're gonna have to do to implement a new slot is simple. Click on add another image input, and it will give you another slot. And now you can just create a new node and connect it into this new slot. Now you have 2 uploaded pictures in this one Nano Banana model. So now what you can do is simply just generate and just wait for the results. So as you can see, this is what it gave me. So here's the close-up shot of the face, here's the close-up of the spoon, and here's the girl drinking her coffee. And what I can do is simply just try to generate an animation of the overall scene. So what I'm gonna do is simply just create a new node and put it into Kling 3.0. Okay, I'll simply adjust the settings like this, and then I'll make a prompt box like so. So make the girl drink coffee, click on generate, and while this is loading, you can do the same for the rest. Search for Kling 3.0, here it is, link it to the first frame slot right there, then put a prompt, spoon getting picked by woman, select the parameters you want, and you can also change the duration, generate, and just simply do the same. Okay, and in here, girl puts her cup of coffee on the table and removes her jacket, and generate. So as you can see, all of the 3 videos are working and generating, and we're simply gonna wait for results. So the videos are finally done generating. Let's see how they look. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's see this one. Okay, looks pretty good. And let's see this one. Looks pretty good also. So as you can see, this whole workflow looks like a huge map where you can change everything. So I could be changing this picture right there simply by changing the prompt in here. I could make the spoon bigger or smaller, or I could simply change the whole scene entirely, and this will follow as well. And I'll make an example on how you can change everything up just by simply changing those 2 root elements, which is my prompt and this image right there. So I'm simply gonna make a new prompt: angry woman at a coffee shop holding a spoon. So this is the new prompt, and I'm gonna put a new picture in here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is simple. I'll select all of my workflow, and I'll simply click on run selected. So everything will just regenerate based on the modification that I just did right here. So angry woman at a coffee shop holding a spoon and a cup of coffee. So this picture will regenerate itself with a new prompt and a new image, and the rest will follow. So as you can see, the first picture already has been modified. Then we're gonna wait for the rest to be touched, and as you can see, it works on its own. And this has been affixed also, so we have a close-up to her face. We're gonna wait on these to generate also. These has been generated too, and this has been generated. And also, depending on the context of the new prompt, you can also edit the prompts of the videos or the pictures to match the new context. Okay, so now we're just gonna wait for the new image generations, and we'll be right back. And this is the final result, and this is how it looks like. Let's go over and see what the new pictures looks like. So this is what it gave me, and this is what it was before. And as you can see, a simple prompt and a new picture changed everything inside of the workflow. So we'll see the new videos. Okay, that's clean. Yeah. Yo, she looks so mad, bro. As you can see, this workflow was only possible with nodes, and it would require so much more effort if we did it in Xfield without a node system like this. I'm gonna go over another example of a more complex node that I made so that you can just take inspiration of. So I'm gonna go over there. So it is the main outfit, and this was the base generated picture, so the picture of a black man in the street. And what I essentially did was linking this picture and this picture into Nano Banana Pro, and the prompt that I used was this concatenation of prompts right there. So if you don't know what it means, it is just two blocks of prompts that I just smashed together into this block of prompt, which I essentially used to create this picture. And then what I did was that I created a big prompt, basically telling that I want like 4 different angles. So I put it straight into an LLM. From the LLM, I separated every single one of the angles in arrays that contains each different angles, and with the arrays that contains each different angles, I made some routers just to redirect the nodes into these Nano Banana models that are all linked to this picture right there through this node. And I did it 4 times for the 4 different angles, as you can see, and I made animations with a video model. And it may seem complicated when you look at it like this, but just believe that it's not. All you have to do is simply play with the tools that it gives you. All you have to do is simply go to the toolbox, look at what is going on in here, and drag and drop them and play around with them. You can also go into the YouTube channel of Weavy. They teach everything about their software in here, so you can just learn what they do and implement it into your own workflow. So in this video, you will learn the complete workflow on how to make an AI influencer. So here's a quick roadmap before we start. So first of all, you'll have to generate your AI avatar, then make it reusable with a 360 consistency sheet right there. And then you'll have to generate realistic pictures and have it consistent throughout the content, and simply create videos by animating the picture or taking already existing videos on TikTok or Instagram and replacing the person doing the video by your avatar. So with no further ado, let's get into it. You'll have to go into wavy.ai and create a new file. Now we're simply gonna rename it. What I'm gonna do now is simply just import a prompt right there, okay, and then I'm simply gonna describe how I want my avatar to look. So Asian girl with red hair, red lips. So this is my prompt. I just told it to make a realistic portrait of a goth Asian girl. So we're gonna make a new node that goes into Nano Banana Pro. I'll put the aspect ratio to a 1:1 ratio. The resolution have to be 2K minimum, and we'll generate our avatar right away. So this is what it gave me, and I'm pretty satisfied with the result. So what I'm going to do now is import a new prompt box, and what I'm going to do next is simply just import a new prompt, and I'm going to copy and paste the consistency sheet prompt. The prompt is right under this video, and then I'm going to plug it into a Nano Banana model, and in the image slot I'm gonna introduce, and right there in this image slot we're gonna simply connect our influencer to this right there, so it knows what girl it needs to take inspiration from. And you click on generate, and here's the result of the consistency sheet. So we're simply gonna download it and keep it in our files, and this is really gonna be useful for us because it's gonna allow us to keep a consistent character whenever we want to generate anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is simply import the newly made consistency sheet right here, and I'm simply going to just toss this away, and I'm going to right click on it and click on group selection, and I'm simply going to just name it AI influencer maker. And the reason why I call it like that is because this system is basically an AI UGC generator. So I could just generate any type of UGC that I want, and it will give me a portrait and a 360 consistency sheet. So I'm going to try to make another influencer. And then I simply select everything and I click on run selected. And this is the result. So as you can see, there's a face portrait and a 360 consistency sheet that is directly generated. So it's really easy. You can make any type of influencers whenever you want. But let's focus with our main subject, which is her. And what we're gonna do with her is simply making content. And what we're gonna do with her is simply making content. So first of all, to make content, we need the camera to film everything. I'm gonna teach you how to generate high phone quality photos so that it can look realistic, just like a real influencer. So what you're gonna have to do is simply go right click on the workspace, search for Higgsfield, type on Higgsfield image. And what you're gonna have to do is simply just import the prompt, and we're gonna have to link the prompt box to the Higgsfield box. And when you're in the Higgsfield box, go into style and search for iPhone. Select it. Now what you're gonna have to do is simply just write the prompt that you want. So girl making a selfie at the gym. You can put an emotion, so I'm gonna say happy girl making a selfie at the gym. So I'm simply gonna hit on generate and wait for the result. So this is the result, and as you can see, the main issue is that it doesn't look like our influencer. So it's not a problem because we're gonna fix this right away. So go ahead, right click and put a Nano Banana model into your workspace and put it with a prompt, connect it with a prompt box. And what you're gonna put in the prompt box is really important. So say replace the person from the first uploaded picture by the person on the second uploaded picture with accuracy. And this prompt might seem weak, so to enhance it, what you can do is just right click and search for a prompt enhancer, put it right there, then link this prompt box into the prompt enhancer and click on generate. And as you can see, it may just add useless details. To fix this, you can either change model and change the instructions by saying just give me stronger wording prompts, no fluff. So click on generate again, and as you can see, the prompt is definitely better. So we're gonna put this right there, and we're actually gonna link the prompt enhancer into our Nano Banana model. And what we're gonna do is simply, connect this picture into this image slot, and we're gonna add another slot right there, and we're gonna add our main influencer into the second image slot. Select the Nano Banana model, change your settings, and click on generate. So here's the result. As you can see, it literally just integrated her in a picture, and it even kept her makeup in, and I think it is really great. And this was the way to make pictures of your influencer while keeping the face consistent at all time. So now once that you built that, you can literally just write a new prompt like angry Asian girl dancing at a club. You write a new prompt, you select everything, then you hit generate, and you'll see in a bit that everything will simply change while still keeping the face accurate. So as you can see, I just changed the prompt and it made a brand new scene while keeping the consistency of my influencer. So this will be your content generator in terms of pictures. So make a new group, call it picture generator, and you can use it whenever you want. So now we have our influencer generator. Here's another example that I make by changing the prompt, flirty Asian girl at a coffee shop. And as you can see, the result is pretty good. And now what I'm going to teach you is how you can change your outfit depending on the type of situation or content you want to. So what I'm going to do now is simply import already existing video of a girl dancing to a trend. So here it is. So this is how it looked like, and the goal is to simply try to make our influencer to do the trend. So we're gonna replace her. So what I'm gonna do is simply just right click and search for frame and click on extract video frame, I'll input the video right there, and I'm simply gonna extract this frame, the first one, or the frame 0. And what I'm gonna do with this is simply plug it into Nano Banana Pro, make it match the size, and I'm gonna pull out my 360 consistency character sheet. I'm going to plug it right there, and I'm gonna pull out a prompt box, and in this prompt box I'm simply gonna use the same one that I used in here. Okay, I'm gonna link it into Nano Banana Pro, and I'm gonna run the model, and we're gonna wait. So this is the result. What I'm gonna do now is simple. I'm simply just gonna put my video, the original video, right underneath the picture, and I'm gonna do a right click on the workspace, and I'm gonna type motion control by Kling, and here's the magic. I'm gonna put the image right here, and I'm gonna add the video right there, and I'm just simply gonna click on a run model. So this is the result, and let's see how it looks. As you can see, it is pretty good, and it keeps the character consistent all throughout the video. And this will be our trend generator, let's call it like that. I don't know how to call it else, but here we go. And so this is basically your whole system that you will need to create infinite content with an AI influencer. The link of this workflow will be right under this video, so that you can just start right away by creating your influencer and making content.
Please, sir, just take it. Don't hurt me.
Okay, so in this video you will learn everything you need to know about making cinematic scenes with AI. I will go over how to create your custom character, to using an overall reference style to then generate your scenes and add the cinematic look, as well as making new scenes that keeps the consistent style going, and most importantly, just animating the scene to make it look just like that. As you can see, it's really high quality and it looks good and cinematic. So I'll teach you everything you need to know in this video. So with no further ado, let's get going. And I did this because by now you guys already know how to do nodes. So I created this system to save you guys time, so that you can just reuse the system to create your cinematic movies, to create your cinematic clips way faster. So let's go over this section right there. So this is the character creation section. So essentially what you're going to do is simply just change this portion of the prompt and describe the character that you want to create. So teenager with glasses, I don't know, something like that. Now what you're going to do is simply just select the whole section and click on generate and just wait. So as you can see, I have my character right there. He gave me that portrait as well as a 360 consistency sheet automatically. So now we're simply just gonna download the consistency sheet to keep the character locked. And now the next module is simply the style reference. So what you want to do in here is simply just place a picture of a movie or a TV show that you want to replicate the style of. So I just took this picture right there. I think it is from the movie Logan. So that the cinematography in there was really good. If you want to change it, all you have to do is simply go into your files and import a picture right there. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to do it later to show you guys. And now the next step is to simply just make a description of the scene that you want to create. So I'm going to make a scene of the man robbing a store. So I could say cinematic shot of black man robbing a corner store. My advice for you is to make the prompt as detailed as possible, but I'm going to keep it like that. And now what you're gonna have to do, and now the next section is the image generation section. And what I want to do now is simply import the 360 consistency sheet of my character, and I'll simply upload it in this image slot right there. And what I'm going to do now is simply just zoom all the way out and select all of this portion of the system and click on run selected right there. And we're simply gonna have to wait for the result. So this is the result that it gave us, and as you can see, it looks really cinematic. And we also have a second version which just put an emphasis on the lights and just makes it even more cinematic. And what we're gonna do next is simple. We're gonna have to animate the scene. And in order to animate the scene, we're gonna have to create a prompt. So this is the prompt box where you'll have to write your main prompt. So that's the first box right there. And in here, you can just divide the prompt between shots. So as you can see, there's shot 1, shot 2, shot 3. So what I want to do is simply just write my prompts. So I'm just gonna delete this, and I'm going to write a new action scene. So handle shaky camera off. Then let's go to the second shot where I'll make a close shot. So once you're done with your prompts, you're simply gonna have to click on run model. This will simply enhance your prompt that you already did. And now what you're gonna have to do is simply just go to the video section and click on run model and wait for the result. And the video has finally been generated. Let's see how it looks like.
Please, sir, just take it. Don't hurt me.
And as you can see, it's really a dumb scenario, but this is what I asked for, and it came out really perfectly. So now what you want to do is simply just repeat this process over and over again. And now once that you know how to generate a scene and animate it, I'm going to show you how to create other scenes while keeping the style consistent. So all you'll have to do is simple. You'll simply just have to go in the new scene section right here, and you'll simply have to write a new prompt starting from there. So you can say that a man is on his way to go to school. Okay, and what I suggest you to do is simply just add another image input to add your 360 consistency sheet of your character. I'll put it right there. Okay, and I'll just connect it. And what you want to do now is simply just select the whole section and click on run selected, and then you're gonna have to wait for the result. And as you can see, a new scene has been generated in the same style as our original scene. So with that in mind, you can just download this picture and run it through this video generator and animate it to continue your cinematic short film. And now the next thing that I want to show you is how to alternate an already existing shot. So you'll have to go in there. So let's say that you want the cashier defending himself. So what you can do is simple. You're gonna go to the alternative shot section, and you're simply gonna have to say
keeping everything consistent, make the cashier defend himself in an angry manner.
Then click on generate. And as you can see, we have an alternation of the scene. It can really come in handy if you want to create a first and last frame type of animation by simply just putting the first frame in here and the last frame in here, like we saw in the previous module about video generation with AI. And yeah, so that's basically how you'd make a cinematic short film with AI. It's really simple. I'll give you this exact workflow and workspace under this video, and all you have to do is simply just let your creativity speak and enjoy the process. In this video, we will learn how to make ads with AI. So we will cover how you can create a UGC video for a specific product and how you can make professional pictures for said product, just like these. So with no further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, you'll have to go into Weavy.ai, then you'll have to create a new project. So go up in here. So go inside of your new project. You can rename it AI Ads. And what you can do now is simple. You'll simply have to import a picture of your product. So I'm gonna take this picture of this PS5 controller. We're gonna use it as an example, okay? And what you want to do is actually importing as much angle of the product as possible. So we're gonna do that, okay? And this, and I think we'll be fine with this much pictures. So what I'm gonna do now is simply right-click into my workspace and import a Nano Banana model. And I'm simply gonna link every single one of these pictures inside of this Nano Banana model. So I'm gonna click on add another image input to make room for the other pictures, and perfect. So now I'm gonna import a prompt like so, and in this prompt box I'm simply gonna use my 360 consistency sheet and if you want the prompt for this consistency sheet, it will be right under this video. And if you missed the more in-depth class about consistency, I suggest you go back into the previous learnings and get into them. So link this prompt box and you're gonna have to write your consistency sheets prompt right there. So just paste it like so, then click on run, and here is your full product 360 rotation. As you can see, it looks good and has the full consistency of the product all around. What you'll have to do is simply download this, and what we're going to do is simply group this system right there into a specific group. We're going to call it product 360 sheet. So you could use this whenever you want to have a 360 sheet of any product. So this will be where you'll be able to upload any single product, and it will generate you a 360 sheet just like that. And now let's move on a little bit and import the picture of a product, because we're going to make ads. So now it's all up to your imagination. So all you have to do is simply just import the Nano Banana Pro model, and what you're going to do is simply just input this image into the Nano Banana Pro, and at the prompt box link it into Nano Banana, and just use your imagination to create a specific ad. And in the prompt box, let's use our imagination to create an ad. So the prompt will be make an ad about this controller floating in a quantic world. It says that the price is $80, and as you can see, this prompt is not that good. So what you can do is go ahead and use the prompt bot. So here it is, and if you still don't have the prompt bot, it will be under this video right there. And what you can do is simply just paste your ugly prompt from this side of the screen into ChatGPT, and we're gonna actually use the JSON version because it has more control. So now I can let go of this prompt bot, bam, and I'm simply gonna just paste the prompt that it gave us right here, and I'm going to simply just connect it to my Nano Banana Pro model. And I'm going to click on generate. But let's say that you're not satisfied with this. So what you can do is simply go into Pinterest and search product ads and pick a reference that you like. Once you have the reference that you like, what you can do is simply copy it, okay, and take it to Weavy, and we're going to use it as a reference. So here's what we're going to do now. You're going to add a new image input slot right there, and you're going to connect the reference to your Nano Banana Pro in here, and you're going to have to change your prompt by saying make an ad for the product on the first uploaded picture, heavily inspired by the style and aesthetic of the second uploaded picture. Then you're gonna go a couple lines down. You're gonna simply write what the text of the ad says. So simply write ad text and say it says that the controller is premium quality, exclusive for PS5, and is $80. So what I'm going to do is simply just put this into a prompt enhancer. We're simply going to change that to GPT-5. And what we're going to do is simply just change the instructions. We're just simply going to say, enhance the sentence to result directly without fluff. So once this is done, you can click on run model. And then what you can do is simply just organize your nodes. And you're going to have to connect the enhanced prompt into this Nano Banana model. And what you can do is simply click on run model right there. So as you can see, it is much better, and it actually looks premium and professional. So what we're going to do now is simply try to organize everything. Okay, and we're simply going to do a multiple version of this ad. And what I mean by that is that we're going to try to make a version for phone, for social media, for bigger format, smaller format, etc., etc. And the easiest way to do that is to simply pick this result node right there, put it into the workspace, and what we're going to do in the aspect ratio is simply choose another size. So I'm going to try this size. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it there. And for the prompt, I'm simply going to just say resize this image to fit a 9:16 format. Okay, link the prompt, then run the model, and then I'm going to do the same for another size, like cinema type of size, and then I'm going to put in a new prompt to match the new size, just like we did before. So what is the new size? 21:9. 21:9. So click on generate. So now you can click on generate. Okay, as you can see, the phone version already has been made. We're just going to wait for the mega long version. It's going to be ready in a second. So here are the different variation of one single ad. Okay, and as you can see, they all look good, they all look premium. So now what we're gonna do is simply animate each one of these ads. So what I'm gonna do is simply right click on the workspace and add cling 3. I'm gonna add it 2 more times. Okay, because we have 3 ads. So I'm simply gonna link the image of each of the ads into the first frame section, like this. And then what we're gonna do is simply just fix the aspect ratio for each one of these video models depending on the picture of the ad that it will be based on. So if this was a 16:9, make sure that the output video comes out as a 16:9 also. So this was a 9:16, so let's make sure the video output is a 9:16. And now what I want to do is simply just add a prompt which says professional product ad, and this prompt sucks really bad. So what I'm going to do is simply run it into a prompt enhancer, put it to GPT-5 and click on run model, and this is what it gave me. So if there's anything that is contradictory with your product image, just delete it. So a clean background, I'm simply just going to remove that, and the rest is pretty good. So I'm simply going to use this prompt for each one of these video models. Okay, so just link the prompt to each one of them. Okay, and I'll just make sure that your workspace is clean so that you don't get confused during the process. Okay, and now what you're going to do is simply just select all 3 of the video models and click on generate and wait for the results. And here are the 3 videos ready, so let's look at them. As you can see, it looks really professional and really clean. Let's look at the other one. It still looks professional and clean. It looks like, let's look at this one. But yeah, all of that to say that this is basically your ad generator. So we're gonna put it in a group and call it ad generator. So let's rename this as reference, like so. And I'm gonna rename this as product. And now I got one more thing for you guys who doesn't really have time to be a creative director and you just want a quick result for your product. What you can do is simply just import your product in your workspace, okay, and then add the prompt box and add another banana in here. Choose the aspect ratio that you want. So I'm going to pick a 16:9 ratio, and what you're going to do is simply link your product into Nano Banana as well as the prompt, and we're going to put a mega prompt in here. The prompt will be under this video and you will see it will work just like magic. Now simply just paste the prompt right there, and believe me when I say that this prompt is really a magic trick. So now what you have to do is simply just click on run model and wait. And this is the result. As you can see, it puts the product in every single possible situation and it comprehends the context of the product and it makes it look professional and it actually looks good. Let's try it out with another product. So I'm just going to import this product in here. So click on run model, and here is the final result. As you can see, it's really powerful. It comprehends the product nature and in what context it should be used, and it actually looks good overall. So this would actually just be a quick way of making an ad for a product. So just quick product generation, quick ad product generation, yes. And this is for when you really don't have time and you're just trying to pump out as much ad as possible, and this is for if you want to really have control over everything. And let's say that you want to select a specific picture in this gallery of picture right there. So you're gonna have to do is simply just click on the toolbox right there and search for crop and slide it in here. And what you're gonna do is simply just input your image into the cropped box and simply resize everything. So let's say I want to take this image, and what you're gonna do now to download the image, what you're gonna do now is simply go to the toolbox and search for export like this, and link this crop box into the export section and click on download. Save it, and now as you can see, you got your ad that has been cropped. Okay, so that's how you do it.
I absolutely love this Jiggy's protein blend. It has completely transformed my gym sessions, giving me so much more energy. I can finally push through my limits and see real results.
So now the next step is to simply just put your product in the hands of a UGC character. So what you're gonna do is simply, so we're gonna do that right now. So what you'll have to do is simply just go back to your AI influencer Weavy project. The link of this workflow will be under this video as well. And what you can do is simply just go over here, import a picture of your influencer, and what you're also going to do is import a picture of the product. So put it right there. So now we're simply just gonna put the Nano Banana model in here, match the aspect ratio and everything else, and we're gonna input both of the pictures into Nano Banana, and we're gonna add a prompt box that says make the girl hold the product on the second uploaded picture. Okay, link this prompt. The only issue is that the prompt sucks, so what we're gonna do is simply just go into my prompt engineering bot, and I'm simply just gonna copy the pictures in ChatGPT. Okay, and I'm gonna paste this prompt right there, and I'll just paste the JSON prompt in this prompt box, and I'll just generate the picture. So here's the final result, and for the prompt you may battle with it a little bit for it to look realistic, because you might end up with bad results like this, but once you tweak it enough and tell it to really match the lighting of the first picture, then it will give you a good result like that. Then to animate this ad, what you're gonna have to do is simply just right click into your workspace to import Kling 3 and inputs this picture into the first frame right there, make it match the aspect ratio, choose your duration and enable the audio. Then you're gonna have to create a prompt that you will link into Kling, and you'll simply just describe the ad and what you want your influencer to say. So, girl, talk about the protein powder product she has in hand and how it has affected her performance in the gym in many good ways. So click on generate, and here is the result.
I absolutely love this Jiggy's protein blend. It has completely transformed my gym sessions, giving me so much more energy. I can finally push through my limits and see real results. I absolutely love this Jiggy's.
As you can see, it was really clean, and she spoke about the product in a very natural way. And what you're gonna do now is simply select everything, put it in a group, and call it UGC ad. And now you know how to do ads with AI, and I'll see you in the next module where we will learn how to make hyper realistic cinematic